In this video, I will show you how to buy from here with a small stop loss. I'll reveal smart money secrets for excellent risk-to-reward ratios. After buying from this point, we'll empower you to hold trades effortlessly. We will also do some few examples step by step so that you can understand everything easily. After selling from this point, you will be able to manage trades easily to avoid losing money when you were in profit. And lastly, I will also show you some few tricks that will also make you a better trader. You will also see how this trading strategy will give you sniper entries like this one. So traders, if this is something that you are interested in, please watch the video till the end to understand everything. Also, this trading strategy works on Forex, cryptocurrency, indices. But I have never backtested it on stock market. If you are trading the stock market, you can also go and backtest it and come back to me with some results. We will start with this bearish structure pattern. So here we can see that we have 3 candlesticks. The first step that we need to do is to draw the supply zone on the previous candlestick, which is the bullish candlestick. Now let's draw the supply zone. As you can see, we've already plotted our supply zone on the chart. This is very important to our trading strategy, and today we're going to unveil the main secret behind it. So here's where the magic trick. Take a closer look at these 2 candlesticks. Notice that their wicks are not equal, but we will focus mainly on bullish candlestick. On a bearish setup, the bullish candlestick high has to be lower than the high of the bearish candlestick. Then we will just put a horizontal line on the bullish candlestick's high to mark our sell zone. Now that we have an area where we want to sell, the next thing is to focus on how we will enter the market. But as you already know in this channel, we use a confirmation candle to enter the market. Now we have to wait for price action to touch the supply zone and close with a bearish candlestick before we can put our sell limit order on the horizontal line that we have marked. And another important aspect is that price must not trade above the supply zone before closing with a bearish candlestick, because this will invalidate the whole pattern. We can see that now that we have a bearish candle close that has touched the supply zone. Another thing that you have to also check is that the wick must not trade above the supply zone. And then on the final step is to put the sell limit order on the yellow horizontal line, because that will mark a price area where we want to enter the market. And then lastly, the stop loss will be above the zone with added spread. The reason behind why we are doing this is because price action has already confirmed that price might move lower. Because as traders, we always want to reduce the risk as much as possible. We will also protect our trade by placing the stop loss above the supply zone with a few pips added spread size. Now what you have to do is to wait for the market to trigger your entry on the next few candlesticks. And for take profit, you will have to target the previous swing lows. And to make sure that this trading strategy is profitable, you have to make sure that all trades are giving you more than 1:5 risk-to-reward ratio. If not, then avoid that trade setup as much as possible, because in the long run you might blow your trading account. And finally, your full bearish trade setup will look something like this. But we are not even done yet. What if you want to make a bullish setup? On the next chapter of the video, we will do a bullish setup, but now we will be trading the demand zone. So let's begin by following on the rules used on the supply zone bearish setup. The concept is still the same, but vice versa. The first step is to identify a recent swing low, and then identify a demand zone. With a bullish candlestick that is having a lower low, now that we have spotted a demand zone, we have to make sure that a group or a single bearish candlestick is having lower low, that is not lower than the low of the bullish candlestick. Then we will put a horizontal line on the lower low of the bearish candlestick, because this will be used as an entry price area in the future. And before we move on, this will work on all time frames, like the daily time frame, the 15 minutes, even the 5 minutes. It will all depend on the stability of the market that you are trading. Now that we have almost everything that we need on our trading pattern, on the next step is to wait for the market to come to the zone and make confirmation candlestick. A confirmation candlestick on a bullish setup is a bullish candlestick, because we have to see that there is a buying pressure in the market. But as you know, the market makers love to some crazy moves before trying to push price to the upside. And traders always make sure that the confirmation candlestick has touched the zone first. If not, then just wait for the market to make a valid confirmation candle that has touched the zone. Now we can clearly see that on the next candlestick, the market triggered the entry. And also, guys, don't forget that this might not happen on the next candle, but it can also happen on the next few candlesticks. So now let's see how we will place our stop loss before we can move on to a real chart examples. Our stop loss will be below the demand zone with added spread size. And then our take profit will be on the previous swing high. And before we move on, guys, make sure you backtest the strategy before you can place any entries. On this first example, I will show you on how you could have executed this trade. And I have also sent this chart to our private members on our private Discord. Here is our Discord, public and private Discord. We have made sure that our Discord is more organized for even a beginner can look around and understand the layout. You can see we have categorized all pairs to their own groups to avoid clutter. On this example, I will show you how we predicted that Eurchf will push lower from that area. Also, if you public member, you already know about the USD CAD that we have shared a month ago, that moved more than 1,000 pips from 2 trade setups. So to join our public Discord, the link will be in the description below. And to join our private group, just text the admin. And because there are a lot of people using my logo trying to text you to sell you something, just know that I will never text you and try to sell you anything. Let's begin with the first example and find a supply zone on the chart. We can see that after we have identified our supply zone on the chart, we can also try to add more confluence on the market, like using other trading theories to back up our trade setup a little bit more. 98% of the time, I like to use Elliott wave theory because it can teach you to predict the market with accuracy. And then I will use supply and demand to enter the market. That is why most of our trade setup are already predicted for future price action. By using Elliott wave theory, you can also see how candlesticks are formed. You can see from this area that price is very aggressive to the downside. So this will give you a sign that the market is likely to correct and move again to the downside after retracement. The aggressive move are called impulses, and then the slow move is a correction. If you want to see the full detailed video in the future, please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel so that you will never miss it. And in Elliott wave theory, it states that after every correction, there will be an aggressive move to the opposite direction of the correction. From this example, we can see that huge correction is bullish, so we will predict that the next move will be bearish, and it's going to be very impulsive. And also we can notice that price touched the supply zone and closed with a bearish engulfing candlestick. This is confirmation candlestick. So now that we have that, we won't enter at this area because I know some traders will enter this trade here with the bearish engulfing candlestick and place the stop loss above the bearish candlestick. Now we will place our horizontal line on the previous bullish candlestick's high that we drew the zone at. This line will be used as a sell entry price area. Always make sure that the high of the bullish candlestick is lower than the high of the bearish candlestick. Then our full trade setup will look something like this. 1. Our sell limit orders will be placed on the horizontal line. 2. Our stop loss will be above the supply zone with added spread size. 3. Our take profit levels will be at this previous swing lows. Now let's see how the market unfolded after placing our trades. Right now, those traders who entered on the bearish engulfing candlestick are being stopped out, while our trade is being triggered. Now the waiting game begins. You know the market will test your patience by moving higher and lower. You have to relax and manage the trade very good. On the next example, I will show you how to manage the trade to avoid losing a trade when you are in profit if the market decide to go against your anticipated trend. As I said before doing this example, that the next move will be very impulsive. And we can see that after that huge correction, the market decided to push lower, very aggressive. And all take profit levels are being hit. This goes to show that using only one trading theory will never benefit you at all. Try to incorporate other technical analyses into your trading strategy to have an edge over other traders. On this next example, I want to teach a trick that I use to manage a trade. The advices that I want to tell you is that 1. As traders, we don't see the charts the same way. 2. We will never manage our trades the same way, because we all build different. 3. Not forgetting. You have to know that trade management is also a strategy on its own. Even if you have the best trading strategy in the world, you can still blow your trading account if you have poor risk management strategy. So let's begin by analyzing this market by following all the rules covered in the beginning of the video. On this example, we can see that price traded above the previous high here. Also, price manipulated this previous low. For some traders, they will say this is a break of market structure, and then they will also wait for this low to be broken before taking any long positions. So now we will follow all the rules on our trading strategy, and before we move on, also check this aggressive move here. This will be very important on this trade setup. So for now we have an imbalance in the market then the next thing to find the demand zone before trying to go long. The horizontal line that will mark our entry level aligns very well with this previous low here. From here, we can see the full trading setup in details, with a stop loss below the demand zone with added spread size. And remember, on a bullish trade setup, the horizontal line will be at the lower low of the bearish candlestick. But that low must not be lower than the low of the bullish candlestick. From here, we can see that price traded below this previous low, with a huge bearish candlestick. This should also give you a sign now that the sellers are still in control of the market. So when you enter the market, price should be very aggressive to the upside, or else you might lose the trade. So from here we can also see that price also touched the demand zone and closed with a bullish candlestick. This is also a confirmation candle. This bearish candlestick low here will be used as an entry area, because now we already have a confirmation candle. We will wait for the market to trade below the confirmation candlestick. To avoid missing out, we will use a buy limit order on the bearish candlestick's low. Our trade setup will look something like this after we have placed our buy limit order. So now let's see how the market unfolded from after making this full trade setup. We can see that the next bearish candlestick touched our buy limit order, which is also a sniper entry. Now let's manage and see if the market will be very impulsive to the upside or not. You will also learn how to manage this trade setup. Please do pay full attention to this trade setup because this section will be very important now. We can see that price moved higher, but now it has retraced back near our entry. This is where all traders' emotions start to kick in very fast. But relax, you came to the right place. Now we will put a line above this high, and wait for the market to break it. Now that we have a line plotted on the minor previous swing high, we will wait for the market to make another high. To make this simple, you have to understand it in this way. Price must break 2 higher highs before moving your trades to break even. Or you can even close half of the trade after it has traded above the second high. While price is still moving to the upside, we can spot that the market is moving very slow. This should already signal you that price might be making a correction for price to make another bearish trend. So for now, you will be predicting that price must break this second higher high. You are still in a trade now. This is where you should be putting your trade to break even, meaning you will be moving your stop loss above your entry price point. Another thing you can do is to close some of your trades so that you can secure some of your profit and hold the rest to your take profit level. So now let's see how the market unfolded after breaking the second high. Because we can see price action is very slow to the upside. And then finally we can see that we will never win all trades. But with proper strategy, risk management strategy, we can still trade all markets with skill and knowledge. So right now that we have reached the end of the video, please do check in the video description below to download our free ebook, plus more tricks and tips that will benefit you. And also, don't forget to like the video and share it with some of your fellow traders. I will see you on the next one, and if you want to talk to me directly, please visit our Discord and write a message to the admin. I will make sure that I respond very fast.